Hi, teacher. How are you? Hi, Raquel.
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, but today I'm sick.
Um, what do you have? Do you have flu?
Yeah.
Everybody has flu right now, like a virus.
Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the last encounter 16.
Hi,
Finish
teacher.
this. Finally, we finished this activity. Carolina, Raquel, Valeria, how are you? How was your day? Valeria, tell me about you. How was your day?
My day was a fine, teacher. I study a lot, and I was in the university, UNAD. But I don't want these encounters finished. I like these encounters because we can practice a lot.
It's true. It's very important for us to practice English every day, and this is the best way, speaking English in different conversations or styles. That is good, the strategies. That is good. Raquel, hello. How was your day? How are you?
How are you? Okay. No, fine. Today I'm sick. I'm sick. My day was so hard as always. I had been working into activities throughout at UNAT are so extensive and difficult to develop with my partners. All activities are by group, but it's difficult to develop them. And I love so much these encounters because I have been practicing the speaking, the writing, and remember the rural grammar. Thank you, teachers, to all and for these encounters. I think that a good opportunity to learn more about this language. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, partners, to teach me every day with these encounters.
Thanks you too, Raquel. We learned with you and we learned all together. That is true. Thank you so much. Maria, how are you? How was your day?
Hi everyone. My day was pretty good. I did a lot of stuff, like doing some activities for the university, watching a TV series, and reading some articles. Thank you.
And finally, Carolina, how are you? How was your day?
Hello, teacher. How are you? Fine. Today I organize the finish of the school, all the activities to the graduation, and all all um, all about the students for finish the year.
So hard, Carolina, but it's okay. We can do it. This is our last. We can do it. Jason, how are you? Welcome to the Encounter 16. We finished today. Jason, how are you?
Hello, teacher. Hello, mates. How are you?
Okay, guys, I'm going to explain you how we are going to work today. That is very similar as the class before, but I'm going to explain you in order to know how is the activities or how are going to be the activities. We are going to have a short give some information, like a feedback about the encounters, the experience, and not even not just the encounter with us, is the experience to speak English and how fluency we can, or we started and then we finish, or how confident you feel and you felt before. Yes, and then we are going to review grammar topics. I'm going to give you some links. You're going to review the topics and then you're going to explain us. During this encounter from 6 p.m. to 7:30 is going to be the exam, okay? The oral evaluation all the time is evaluating your progress, your speech, pronunciation, fluency, everything, yes? Then we are going to describe some pictures that I'm going to share with you in a PowerPoint presentation. You are going to choose a topic that is in the PowerPoint presentation and you are going to talk about it. And then we are going to have a little conversation, a role play. And you are going to do the speech that uh, you should prepare, organize for this encounter, the topic that you wanted to share with us. Yes, and if we have plenty time, we finish with a debate with different topics that we have worked before. Um, I'm not gonna give you any grades at the end of this encounter. Just we are going to have a little feedback, but you are not going or something like that, because I have to share the information that I'm going to collect today to the university. And then the university is going to give you the grade the other part of the course, okay? So this is more or less that we are going to do today. We are going to start with the first part. In that case, we are going to start with feedback about your experience in the encounters. Not just about the activities, is more about like how you feel, if you have felt that you progress in any of the skills or topics that you really like it, or things that we need to improve, even if it's about me or about the course. That is important to know to environment, okay, learning environment. So we are going to start with Raquel. You are going to
Okay, about
start, and the others, yes. It's just a little feedback. It's mean that it's just 1 minute that you are going to share us that one, yes. Today there are so many, so the counter are 5. So we are going to organize as much as we can. So Raquel is going to be first, then Valeria, number 3, Maria, number 4, Jason, and number 5, Carolina. The order, I repeat again: Raquel, Valeria, Maria, Jason, and Carolina. Remember, it's just a minute. If you pass or something, I'm going to stop you in order to continue to the other person. If you finish before, please tell us, and the other person knows that it's going to start. Okay? So, Raquel, let's tell us or share with us your experience in these encounters.
okay. In these encounters, I was learning more about some suggestive expressions as examples. How do you use the first seconds or another advantage, or the use of modal verbs, and another topic too, or vocabulary that I liked so much learn was how do you use the the these expressions and expression. I remember how can use many of whom, most of whom, one of which, or maybe I like so much when we talk about the places and the more the most interesting places around the world with the main features about the architectures, customs, or foods, and another activity that I enjoyed learning was when we describe these stories, short stories, or pictures, or and the use of the some use of double education, and the ruler grammar that with the links, the teacher explains how we can use some expressions or to learn about any topic.
Okay, Raquel, very good. Let's continue, Valeria.
Okay, I like so much these encounters because are some spaces to practice all that or knowledge acquired in the course. For me, I get fluency a lot in these encounters because in the beginning I was so nervous. I forgot all the words, all the expression, all the grammar rules because sometimes it's difficult to connect all the knowledge that we know and speak at the same time because sometimes we are worried about the pronunciation if we say things with the right pronunciation, and if at the same time we are talking with the right grammar. So and sometimes we make a mistake that is translate, and sometimes we in our minds just translate because we are nervous, or sometimes we think that we don't have a lot of time and we have to think and speak so fast, and we forget all the things that we don't have to do. With these encounters, we can practice all our knowledge and get fluency, improvise, because all the time we have to create some situations, talking in a specific context, talk about specific topics, and it's difficult sometimes connect all that, all our things, our thoughts, and what we have to talk. Sometimes I didn't know how to say, I don't know, sometimes that are hard situations that I don't know how to say that, make us stronger in some skills like speaking and listening, because all the time we are interacting with our partners and taking conversations. And I look so much that's in contact because get us improve in our English skills. That's all.
Very good, Valeria. Excellent. Maria, let's continue. Maria, can you hear us? It's your turn.
I'm sorry because of the microphone. Okay. The thing that I most like about this encounter is that the part of the videos of YouTube that we have to watch, we have to always tell what was about the topic of the video, and when we finish, you explain to us what is gonna be the topic and how this video is gonna be related. Well, we were gonna talk up in this counter, and this video will help us in all the counters and maybe in all life. The thing that the conversations I think was pretty good because when you because we have to you have like 4 minutes to talk, so sometimes we have we were nervous, but we just did a conversation that was really funny and fluent with some words that you told us that. So do this conversation with putting these words, and it was really fun because we have to discover new words that we're going to use. I think that I like really much was that we practice a lot in this encounter. That it was not about theoretical; it was more practice, and that thing is really important because of this Skype session that I have in the past. Well, only the teacher was only talking, and never let that student is speak or at least doing something. And I like it pretty much this. Thank you.
Okay, continue. For me, things these encounters very satisfactory for me because I could learn many new things about grammar. I also think that I have improved speaking and listening skills. In addition, um, writing, but I think I should to improve my fluency. Mm, because I should to speak a little faster. Also, that is a good activity. Since we can interact with the classmates of the university, I have been learning everything about each person. In terms of topic, it seems very interesting to me as they are breaking down topics like new ways to use the words we already knew, but the questions and the answers to it in our learning. I think this is very important. In process as future teachers. And finally, I think it's the most important class for for us as a students. And it is here where we solve the doubts we have regarding issues we have been learning in the course of our card. I would like to thank I want to thank you to the teacher for the help in all the topics. And finally, to the classmates, and also thank you so much.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. For me, I think it's very important practice all time the English because it's very necessary. I think the encounters were very important. I was allowed to practice and improve my orality process and listening because I consider that is what makes this my more difficult. The subjects, the different practice activities and the material uses in class were very, very, very good. Also, as my classmates says, the vocabulary is better, the nervous and fluency to communicate. Alone, sometimes I get confused with the pronunciation. I think that encounters allows to strengthen into your learning process. It allows us to imagine to create a conversation with co-authors from different topics that are sometimes more difficult. In general, I think was necessary this space for practice in the different topics because it's very necessary and not all person practice all time the English teacher.
Thanks, all of you. Very well, excellent. We are going to continue. The second activity that we are going to develop is about grammar. Okay, I already sent you to through the chat the links. Each of you has a different link, and you are going to watch the video. They are the videos that we were practicing in one of the encounters. Um, you are going to watch it. If it's longer than 6 minutes, don't worry, because we are going to listen until 6 minutes, and then you are going to explain us like a review what was the topic that you saw in the video. The most important, you are going to pretend to be the teacher, you are going to be the teacher and we are the students, and you are going to explain us the grammar structure or the idea that in the video explains. Remember, the most important is that you are going to explain through examples. Don't use the grammar structure exactly. The most important is use examples and then explain the examples. Okay. So the time is 6:22. So we are going to come back at 6:28. Okay. Remember, just you are going to watch 6 minutes of the video. Notes if you need, except ideas, and then I'm going to you are going to explain us that one. The order is the same order that you have in the chat. Yes, so Maria, Jason, Carolina, Lydia. This is the order that we are going to present this part of the speech. Remember, 6:28. Let's do it. Okay, so we are going to start the order that we have in the chat is the same order that we are going to have. So Maria, Jason, Carolina, Raquel, Valeria. When you finish, Maria, please say that you finish and that the other person can continue. Try to keep in count, keep in your mind that you have no more than 2 minutes to explain the topic, okay? No more than 2 minutes. Try to keep in mind just by yourself to not interrupt you, okay? So, Maria, it's your turn. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what is a comparative adjective. A comparative adjective are used to compare difference between the two objects they modify. They are used in sentences where two nouns are compared in this partner. First is the noun, that is the subject, plus verb, plus comparative adjective, plus than, plus noun or object. Examples: my house is larger than hers. What happened with this? Um, Sorry. When you have selected adjectives that ends with a noun, with an ow, with a noun, you replace it and you put the er. And so we put you have old. You put older to say that. And variation if the adjective ends in e, just add er, like late. We just add the er later. If the selected adjective ended with y, we put happy, happy, and we have to erase that y and put happier. Okay. So, in two-syllable adjective with two syllables can form the comparative either by adding er or by presenting the adjective with more. This adjective for the superlative either by adding es or by presenting to the adjective with the most. Like I say, simple equals simpler, and superlative could be simpler. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, we talk about the similarities. Words like both, which beginning of the sentence, like also we can use this word both in different contexts and things or people or situations. For example, this video we can solve the teacher have explanation. In the beginning, she has the word both, and she compared two cities. Two countries. She compared Canada and England, and she have the both in the beginning of the sentence. This sentence is both Canada and England have a queen. We can solve in this sentence for compare the Canada and England. Then we have other example, England and Canada. But in this case, don't the teacher don't use the word both. She used the word like. We can use for for compare also some situations or things or persons. We are comparing Canada and England. So this sentence is like Canada, England has many immigrants. In the other part of the explanation, other words, for example, similarity in comparison in the same way, and likewise. For this case, for these words, for example, we have to start with a sentence example. The A, we had England is similar to US. Likewise, in this case, we use the word similar to compare and USA. This word is in the middle of the sentence, and likewise in the last part. We have mm, like. We use like in the beginning for compare the England and USA. Like England, the USA is very multicultural, and those are the words for talking about the similarities. That's all.
Okay. My video talk about the difference about the national, the international phonetic alphabet. In the video, talk about the different sounds, intonation, and the importance of phonetics in the learning of English. For example, when you say read, the principal sound is in the letter E and A, read, and the sound is more large in the both letter A. Part is the same. The sound is more letter in the letter A. And it's very important when you pronounce the sound in the and the intonation in the letter correct, because you can understand the word. The pronunciation is very important according to the sound and the symbols that we use, depending on how you pronounce the word is and the start. For example, you say go, and the principal sound is in the pronunciation is in the letter O. Sorry. And when you say go, the principal sound is the letter G, but is the same word, but in grammar, all depending when the reading. Sometimes we do not use the pronunciation and intonation of the sound in the corresponding letter, and therefore the pronunciation is not clear. The other example is when you say the tone is when the sound in the T, but the thin, the tone is in the other part there, and the teeth. It's very important practice and listen the different sounds of the different consonants, pronunciation, and different vowels and pronunciation, because it's necessary understand the different vowels. Some very, very different. For example, with the Spanish. It's all.
Okay, I was reading information about how can you use or recognize the relative pronouns to recognize the relative pronouns. I was reading or watching examples as the relative pronouns are subjects, as example, who, which, or that, and objects whom, or who, which, or that. The possessives was or was, in case if you are talking about people or person or things. You can use who or and whom for people and which for things when you talk about more than one or maybe one. And you can use that to connect some sentence or use to talk about the people or thing too. You can recognize the relative clause that for modified nouns is another topic that I was reading. And in this case, we can have some relative pronouns as example, which, who, which, was, or that. As example, that I find on is the woman who lives across the road, or maybe the accident that happened in Glass was unbelievable, or the newspaper reported the tiger which killed its keeper had been pardoned. You can use to give in additional information or how we can use who or whom and which, but not that in relative clause. As example, who was born in Hong Kong, or used to as quantifiers and numbers with relative pronouns. As example, we often use quantifiers and numbers with relative pronouns as examples, many of whom, most of whom, one of whom, none of whom, some of which, lots of whom, two of which. Or using which to give more information, as example, I was usually late, which always annoys further. That's all. I'm finished.
Okay, I'm going to explain about the following vocabulary, that is thought, out thought, even thought, despite, in spite of. The translation of all these words means aunque in Spanish, but the use is different. For example, thought and out thought and even thoughts and are verbs, and the clause is when you use a subject and a verb. And we use this vocabulary for contracts. For example, some examples of thought are in the same in the law sentences. For example, she looked at the team as though they had betrayed her. The phone woke me up, even thought it wasn't very loud. Other examples with all thought. Okay, all thought and thought is the same. We can use all thought more informal sentences, and thought for more sentences formal, but the meaning is the same. Some examples that we can use this word is the following. I thought she say the words "I love you" several times. He had not read them. We can see the contracts because we can say that in the beginning we have a positive and and later a negative part of the sentence. And this is the difference between thought, al thought, even thought, and despite, in spite of. Because the three first we used to contrast something positive with something negative, but not all the time. It's just like an example. Other examples that we can use even thought is, for example, even though the price of gas has decreased, many people still take the bus. In these sentences, with even thought, the contrast is less than with thought and I thought. We can see a contrast fewer than with the other words. And with despite, in spite of, is mean the same. and we have to be careful because sometimes people write example in despite of or say despite of, and the meaning of these all sentence words are the same, but the writing structure is different. So we can use one of these two, but we have to select one, just one. We can say despite of or in despite of because the meaning changed and is bad. And also, these are prepositions. And some examples with despite is, for example, despite his best efforts, the man just couldn't succeed. Or in spite of his best efforts, the man just couldn't succeed. And we have to take into account how to use that, but when we are talking or in our sentences, depending the things that we want to say. That's all.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. I really paid attention to all of your presentation. Thanks for being active and proactive to explain that. I sent you another link. This is a PowerPoint presentation. In that case, please click on the link and tell me, because we are going to work at the same time all together. Please tell me when all of you has the file opened. I'm going to wait for your answer.
Okay, teacher, I can open.
Okay, I'm ready.
Can,
ready to.
teacher, can you repeat again?
Jason and Raquel, could you open the link?
Yes,
The
yes,
file?
teacher. Yes.
Yes, teacher, I'm ready.
What about you, Raquel? Did you open?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, very good. Valeria, did you open? Valeria, did you open?
Yes, teacher. It's a drive, no? A drive document.
It's a PowerPoint presentation, yes? So we are going to presentation and the slide number 2. I'm going to explain you what is going to be this activity. You,
Teacher, excuse me, I
sure?
can't
The
listen
first
because I
part
have a
is
problem with the connection.
describe.
You can
In that
repeat,
case,
please?
Teacher, I can hear
and
you.
I can hear
or
you
this
too.
something like that. You are going to create the story. You're supposed to know what happened in that moment. What is the situation about? Describe what happened with those people who are sure, okay? I'm going random, different pictures, and I'm going to say the name and you have to describe it. The descriptions is just for 2 minutes, yeah, so you have to keep talking for 2 minutes about the picture. Remember, it's not a description, it's not she's wearing a blue jacket or something like that. No, it's the situation that is happening in that picture, okay? We are going to start with Carolina. Carolina, describe what happened in it's mean the picture in picture number.
Teacher, excuse me, but I have a problem with the connection. I can't listen the explication about the activity.
The instructions. You have to describe because you're supposed to know know what happened in that moment that the picture was taken. So you are going to describe what happened. In your case, you are going to describe picture number 3. Carolina, do you understand?
Okay, teacher. Yes, I described the picture number 3. Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, teacher. I'm sorry. Okay. In this picture, we have enjoyed the birthday and two friends. We are very happy because her her name is Lisa. Is the woman the dress green. She's very happy with your boyfriend, with your friends. We are encountered in a discotheque. I don't know, in a bar, in the downtown on the on the Cartagena. She are very happy. She are very nervous because her boyfriend is pay your hand when you're marrying with me, and but she's not clear this information. But in general, for this reason, it's the celebration.
Okay, thanks. Raquel, could you please describe what happened in the picture number 2? Picture number 1, sorry, picture number 1.
Okay, picture number 1. Okay. I can see some students smiling because I think that the teacher is saying something gracious, or 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 maybe they are watching a movie video, and the actors or artists are saying something raised, or I think that they are enjoying with the activity that they're that they're there. Or maybe I think that the teacher is explaining something, and for the reason the students are smiling. I think that they inside after a sport activity because they are wearing a sport equipment or uniform, or I think that in this place, in example, if they are living in California, they are using this closet because in this time are in summer. The classroom has or shows shows information about the history or dancers.
Okay, Raquel, thank you so much.
Okay.
So, Valeria, could you please describe the picture 4? Picture number 4.
Okay, there is a girl. Her name is Maria, and she's so sad, and she's crying because her boyfriend breaks with her, and he tells to her horrible things about their relationships, and she's telling all that to her best friends. I don't know, Sandra. She's crying because she says that he never was. I know he never fell in love with her, and he all the time still lies to her, and she's so sad, and she is screaming and crying, and she doesn't stop, and her boyfriend, her best friend, is on the phone, and she's is telling her that keep calm and relax and don't cry anymore, but she's still crying and crying, um, and she said that she wanna die. I don't know. She doesn't stop to cry. She all the time cry and cry. Her best friend and the other side to the line it try to calm her, but she doesn't hurt, and she just is still crying. And
Maria,
yes,
thank you so much. Very
okay.
good. Excellent. Excellent. Jason, let's do it the same but with the picture number 6. Picture number 6, Jason.
Okay, teacher. Give me a moment. And 6. The last? Yes? Okay. In the picture number 6, I can see they are they have been a good experience with her family and her friends because they are cooking different uh, foods. For example, they are cooking meat and salads. They have vegetables and wine. They have celebration because the woman with the blonde hair, she has the birthday in this day. Also, they are waiting for more friends and more family. Then they are to take a dinner with all the people, and then we have a party in this house, and enjoy this moment. People, they are smiling, saying jokes, and they also talking about how's our days and how was the life and the works. Mm, Also, they are talking about what they are will to would to in in your vacations, and talking about uh, when they were uh, childrens. I remember everything and every moment that they lived in their lives.
Okay,
Mm,
Jason, very good. Thanks. Thank you so much. Okay, what we are going to do right now, um, if you see in the PowerPoint presentation, continuing in
Teacher,
that you
I
have in part two, you have from the slide 10, you have some topics like book, communication, daily routine, exercise, and gift. You should choose one of the topic you are going to talk about and keep talking for 2 minutes. And during 2 minutes, you're going to talk about the topic and the items each of them has. Yes, for example, if you see here, describe a gift you recently gave to someone, and you should say who and say that information. It's not about question, answer. It's just you're going to keep talking about the topic that you chose. Okay. Uh, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes because just you need to choose the topic and read the card in which you have the items that you should include in the information that you're going to do it. Okay. So the time is 7. We are going to come back. Yeah, you can choose any of the topic. Repeat the topic. Don't worry for that, okay? The time is 7 o'clock and we are going to start at 7:02. Let's check it out, choose, and think about the topic.
Mm,
Teacher, excuse me, no, I don't understand this activity. We should to choose one topic and then what we have to do.
Jason, choose the topic, read the card with the items that you have to share the information, then to talk with us about this topic, and you're going to keep talking about that one for 2 minutes. And you should include the items that are in the card of the topic that you chose.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay, the order that we are going to work for this activity is going to be Maria 1, Carolina 2, Raquel 3, Valeria 4, and Jason 5. I repeat the order: Maria, Raquel, Valeria, and Jason. This is the order. So, in that case, Maria, let's start, please. Remember, it's just 2 minutes, and you keep talking for that topic and try to enjoy yourself the time and tell to the others that you finished.
Okay, I'm going to describe the recent book, the book I have read. What kind of book it is? It's a thriller romantic romance book that that What it is about? Well, it tells about the story about a drug traffic, and a girl. She one day she found a doll and in her classroom. It resulted to be of him. So when she found out he's a storyteller, and he tells some fairy tales to her sister. But in that the secret of this tale are he's told to her sister the reality of them by fairy tale. What sort of people will enjoy it? Well, I don't think that a lot of people will enjoy it because it's a cruel and mature, because talk about some topics that are really hard to understand or very sensible. So I think that are for people who can receive this kind of lecture. And it's very why you like it. I think I like it because I think it was really beautiful how the writer write this story, because it was not a love story. In fact, it was like the love of a brother for her sister. They kind of protect everything for her, and she doesn't have to pass for all the bad things that he has passed. And it's really it makes you like a love for reality, because it tells you for things that people pass and we just ignore, and how the things can change a person. I think it's a really good book, and I recommend it. It's The Storyteller. Thank you.
Maria, let's continue. Thanks. Let's continue.
Okay, teacher. The last gift that I gave was in October, in the birthday of a friend. She was aspiring 22 years old, and one gift him necklace with a few earrings. The sharp was a flower. I select it because she likes many the necklace and the flowers of the necklace, but he does not like them the color. And the flower was of silver, and not they were no color. But I think that the lights very much. Tone I done she likes very much the nails. Think that in occasion we don't not give them the thing the thing necessary, or the different like. It's all.
I don't know, is my turn?
Okay. I'm going to explain about a member information about a member of my family. In this case, I'm going to talk and share information about my mother. My mother, her name is Ophelia. My relation with her is so nice because she is the first person that I know, because she give me the opportunity to live on the earth, and I think that that is the first thing that you have to live the life. She's friendly, polite, cheerful, hardworking, honest, and always share with all people. I like so much travel with her, or share it, drinking a coffee, or maybe when I travel to visit her, we prefer sit on and talk about many things. We enjoy and smile every time with her. Um, uh, I think that she is the main person for me because he give me the opportunity to live. She is a marvelous person. She give me a lot of love and then I was child and she teach me to love me first and to love another after. That's all.
Okay, I choose the book that I recently read. I'm going to talk about The Japanese Lover, written by Isabel Allende. Um, it's a romance book and talk about provided love because it's about the people that are so different in cultural, economic status, and religious. Because the woman is Jewish and the man is a Japanese and his religious is Okatamo and the economic status is so different because he is rich and he is poor. All the romance occurs in the Second World after the Pearl Harbor attack, when the Japanese attack this. I don't know how exactly it is, but I think that is an island of the United States. And the man, I forget the name of this character, but he and his family go to go to like a jail because in that moment all the Japanese the United States population doesn't like the Japanese and they are separated. But later, many years ago, they are together, and the story is something like that. And I think that the people can enjoy this story, this book, because it's so interesting. Our first history, I don't know how to say that. Historical events about the Second World War, and we can learn about the different religions like Okatamo and Jewish. We can learn different things about these cultures. It's a book for everybody. Everybody, doesn't matter the age, can read this book and are going to enjoy it. I like this book because have different historical refers and count exciting story. I don't like the romance books. Actually, it's the first romance book that I like, but it's so interesting. All the time, you are expecting what is going to happen. Um, you can lose this book. You have to read it. For that, I like. That's all.
Very good. Congratulations. Excellent participation. I think Jason has some problem with the so we are going to continue and then he joined with us again. I sent you another email, sorry, another link. In that case, this link is for a conversation. The conversation is on, so just we are going to listen the four first minutes, okay? Just the four first minutes. Until that, you are going to listen to, okay? Please listen to the audio until the minute number 4, and then we are going to practice in pairs the conversation, okay? So the time is 7:13. We are going to come back at 7:17, okay? So let's do it.
Teacher, I have a question. The video is for 33 minutes. This is the right link, or I don't know. The my internet is so rare, so I can hear you very well. You say that we are going to work in pairs, but I don't understand what exactly we are going to do.
Access language activities and audio scripts. Visit our Learn English website at www.britishcouncil.org/learnenglish.
Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Learn English Elementary podcast. This is number 7 in Series 2. My name's Ravi.
And my name's Tess. We're your presenters with lots of interesting things for you to listen to today. First of all, listeners, I have to tell you, Ravi is sitting here with a very long face. You look really upset, Ravi. Do you want to tell the listeners what's up?
Tess is just teasing me because I don't like the weather today.
Ravi has been complaining since he arrived at the studio.
Well, I know, but really, Tess, I've had an awful journey here. It's okay for you because you come in the car, but I come on the underground, and it is just awful when it's raining. I got wet walking to the station, and then everybody was on the train with their coats and wet umbrellas. I hate it.
Oh, come on, you can't complain about a little bit of rain. Honestly, you complain when it's too hot, you complain when it's too cold.
I don't complain that much. I do a bit, but honestly, my trousers are wet, and I've got to wear them all day, and my feet are wet, so now they're freezing cold. I only bought these shoes last week, and now look at them, ruined. I look ridiculous.
You're such a fashion victim, Ravi. It's a podcast. No one can see your shoes. Anyway, at least it isn't cold. I'd rather have rain than be freezing cold.
I'm cold now. I'd rather be cold and dry than cold and wet.
Well, it's bad news for you then. The weather forecast says it's going to be like this for the next week.
Really? Nightmare. You know, I don't mind rain when I'm at home. I quite like seeing it out of the window. But when I have to go to work, no. Anyway, that journey was really stressful. But I feel better now. Seeing you always cheers me up, Tess.
Oh,
Shall we get on with it? What have we got today?
well, there's Rita talking about Bath.
The bath.
Bath, the city.
Okay.
And there's Darren for the quiz. Your turn today is a big one. What's the biggest problem facing humanity today? And why? And there's Carolina too.
Don't forget my joke.
I wish I could.
I know you enjoy them really. Hey, Tess, the horse goes into a bar and says, "An orange juice, please." And the barman says, "Certainly, sir." But wrong face. Ah! Get it? Wrong face is a horse.
Is that it? Is that the joke?
Oh, no. You just wait for the big one.
Shall we move on to I'd like to talk about?
Okay.
I'd like to talk about, listeners, is the part of the podcast when someone tells us about something, something that they're interested in, or something that's important to them. A person, a place, a hobby, anything really.
Yes, absolutely anything. But today, we've got Rita with us in the studio. Rita's 21 years old. That's right, isn't it, Rita?
Yeah, that's
Hi,
right.
teacher.
I've got a shop, a small shop. So it's like
Hi, I can hear anybody. Okay, so we are going to start.
Okay, we are going to start. In that case, we are going to work in pairs. Please stop the audio. We are going to work in pairs. If you see below the conversation, you have the link where say transcript. If you click on it, you're going to see the transcription. Yes. So have already your transcription with you because we are going to practice in pairs the conversation.
I'm ready, teacher.
Ready? Did you click on and open the transcript?
Yeah, ready, Rachel.
Yes, teacher.
Thanks. The others, what happened with the others? Valeria, Raquel, Maria, did you open
Rachel
it?
is ready. Yes, teacher.
Teacher, can you repeat, please?
Can you please click on the file where say transcript? It's below. It's below the conversation.
Yes. Down.
Can you please send me again the link? I lost it.
It is online on the.
No, because I have to reset the computer. So thank you, Carolina.
Okay.
Thanks, Carolina. That is correct. This is the link. We are going to read the conversation. Raquel and Carolina, do you have with you the conversation? Because we are going to start you two together.
Okay.
Okay, teacher, yes.
Who am I? Ready or test? Start.
Okay, let's start. Carolina and Raquel, please read the conversation. And I'm going to tell you when you are going to start, please.
Carolina, start to read.
Okay, I'm going to start. Okay. Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Learning English Elementary podcast. This is number 7 in series 2. My name is Ravi.
My name is Tres. We are your presenters with lots of interesting things for you listen to today. But first, overall listeners, I have to tell you, Ravi is sitting here with a very long face. You look really upset, Ravi. Do you want to tell listeners what's up?
Tess is just teasing me because I don't like the weather today.
Ravi has been complaining since he arrived at the studio.
Well, I know that really, Tess, I had a wonderful journey here. It's okay for you because you come in the car, but come on the underground, and it is just awful when it's raining. I got when walking to the station, and then everybody was on the train with their wet coats and wet umbrellas. I hate it.
Oh, come on, you can complain about a little bit of rain. Honestly, you complain when it is too hot. You complain when it is too cold.
I don't complain that much. Well, I do a bit, but honestly, my trousers are wet and I have, excuse me, go to work then all day and my feet are wet. So now they're freezing cold. I only bought this shot last week and now look I'm then. Renate, I look ridiculous.
You are such a fashion victim, Ravi. It is a podcast. No one can see your shoes. Anyway, at least it isn't cold. I'd rather have rain than be freezing cold.
I won't. I am
Okay,
cold now.
stop there, please. Stop.
Okay.
so much. So now we are going to continue. Um, Valeria and Maria, do you have a conversation with you?
Yes, teacher, but I lose. I know that there is in the part that is cold.
I think I count 2, 4, 6, and 8. After 8, message. Count.
This is the line. The line is a rabbit.
Line 9.
Okay, so I put on and I'm cold now, and I'd rather be cool and dry than cold and wet.
That's the end of the conversation.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
No, because no, for in the page is only where the part that you learn that you
Yeah.
is
Okay.
the
So
end of the conversation.
yes. Well, it's bad news for you then. The weather forecast says it's going to be like this for the next week.
I don't know. I don't understand really well. We don't have to read the beginning of the conversation.
Maria, no, you should read until the others stop. So you should continue with the conversation. Keep talking in the part that the others finished.
Okay. Ravi has been complaining since he arrived at the studio.
Where are you? I mean, you're in the part that really nightmare. That's your sentence.
I think that is the line.
Yes.
The part where said really nightmare, do you know? Okay,
Yes,
really
continue.
nightmare. Really nightmare, you know? I don't mind rain when I am home. I quite like seeing out of the window. But when I have to go to work, no. Anyway, that journey has really so stressful, but I feel better now. See, you always cheers me up, Tess.
Oh, Maria, your turn. I just say "oh" in that sentence.
I really lost. I don't know what part of the conversation we are.
So we have to continue.
Let's stop and continue. Jason, do you know where we are in the conversation?
No, teacher, I don't know.
Okay. So let's stop because we cannot stop if you don't follow the reading. Okay, very good. So let's continue with the other part. The last part that we are going to do it is about that you should made up before this encounter, and now you are going to share with us. Remember, in that case, the topic that you chose is free, was free, and you organize the ideas before this encounter. Now is the last activity to be that one. For this part, we are going to do it. Can choose the turn. Yes, and remember you are going to keep talking for 2 minutes about the topic that you the ideas or you already done. Okay, so who wants to start with a speech?
Okay, teacher, I can start.
So Carolina is number one. Who is second one? Who is going to be the second speaker?
I can be.
Okay, so Maria is number two. Number three, who is going to be?
Me, Valeria.
And number 4.
Raquel.
Good. So Raquel is the last before, and then Jason is the last one. Okay, very good. So Carolina, let's start.
Okay, teacher. I would like to begin by thanking the tutor for her continued accompaniment and collaboration in our oral practice. I think all the topics were of great importance. However, taking into account all the topics working during the different encounters, details interpreted through pictures, I consider that it's an excellent tool to work because it allows the oral reactions immediately from the observation and sequence of the story posed by other partners. Um, Also, it is required to using synonyms of words that, for lack of practice, we forget.
Carolina, sorry for interrupting you. Do you understand what is the activity about?
Yes, teacher, I speak about the general encounters. No, I don't know.
Last encounter, I told you that part of the exam is going to be a topic that you can choose free. You choose a topic and then you give a short speech in this encounter. Yes, the speech that you should have prepared, organized, or made up before this encounter. And it's a topic that you can choose whatever you want to. This is that I'm talking about. I asked you in the last encounter, and we agree that this is gonna be one of the topic for the exam, and it's going to be the last for the exam. So it's a topic that you should have chosen before this encounter, made up the ideas or organized ideas, and then you're going to share with us. Is that one that I'm talking about? Do you have that topic?
I don't not remember a specific topic, but I present the last or not.
No.
But
A topic that you should have organized before that. Someone of you has this.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Who, Maria and Valeria, do you have a topic?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay, very good. So Valeria, do it first, and then Maria. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the natural approach that is important in the learning of a new language because it's the method in which students learn as they were in native speakers. This is based in the first listen, next try to talk the same words that people say with the same intonation and the same vocabulary. It's like the babies learn. They first listen his fathers and they repeat the sentences. And in this approach, the vocabulary is important, but it isn't the most important. Also, the grammar is important, but it isn't focusing that. The focus in this method is that the students put all the learn acquired in a specific context, and they try to talk like a native. This is an acquisition. This is the like the I don't know how to say that, like the method. So the learners, the students, acquire a language, listen and repeat the structures, the grammar, the sentences, the words, the expressions, and it isn't a transferring. It isn't a so there isn't a teaching process. is just an acquisition because they are able to understand the language and um, to put to him all the knowledge to be able to communicate. So in this method, the learning process, it isn't the most important. I have like a presentations. For this method, it's so important the confidence and the motivations. Some people say that this method it isn't so. I don't know how to say that. I forgot the word. That isn't better for adults because adults are better learners that acquire language. But this is the best for me. This is the best method to learn new language because we can know all the grammar and we can know a lot of vocabulary, but it isn't the same because to talk like a native speakers is so important to have an acquisition. Don't translate, just think in English. And we have this with the acquisition. And for that, the natural approach for me is the best method to learn a new language. That's all.
Okay.
Excellent, Valeria. Congratulations. Excellent participation. Very good. It's an important topic for us as a teacher. Maria, you can start with your topic. Remember, the topic is free. Could be anything. Yes? So let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to talk about some problems of language that teachers face in the first year of teaching. Some teachers and trainers of the English language believe that with memorizing all the rules of grammar and language are capable of having writing or speaking skills. However, they're wrong. Learning is not only theory, it's also practical. A person who knows the rules properly and has had good marks in the matter doesn't not mean that he has more knowledge. This happens a lot in school. Also happens a lot in school. The people always think that because you don't have a great grades in the school, you're gonna have a bad future. I mean, for example, if we have we can put one person that is Mark Zuckerberg. He doesn't have a well. He he has like simple grade. He was not the best. He was not the worst. He was just an normal grade. But in today, he's one of the most millionaires of a person in the world and one of the creators of most or one of the most uh, social social network that the people most use, Facebook. So it's not necessary to believe that for the simple fact of always practicing in the classroom, wherever is a conversation or reading, doesn't mean that from one day to another the student will be a genius in the language. Students don't simply swag language. Learners must understand that communication that is conveyed by their classmates and teachers. Something that a lot of teachers lacked is that the materials and pedagogical methods because we don't a lot of them don't use the great materials. They only use the traditional and they left the ICT tools that the government uh, uh, take to give to them. So it's important to to a teacher using the necessary and essential material to acquire in learning a new language. You should not inspire the fear of learning of learners. It's always necessary to take into account your previous knowledge and not to make the class in a stressful place. The student has to be in calm when you're learning a new language. That's all.
Excellent, Maria. Thank you so much. Was an excellent participation. Very good. Raquel and Carolina, do you want to participate? Don't worry if you don't have the topic. If you don't have the topic, that is okay. But if you want to participate, let's do it.
Okay, teacher. I choose the topic the modal verbs. The modal verbs include the verbs may, must, can, meet, will, should, would. They are using other verbs to express ability, possibility, obligation, and so on. For example, the modal can you can use to express ability or request permissions. For example, I can speak a little French, or can open the door. But it's a question. Can open the door? And the other is the other example, the modal verb is a make, and make to express a possibility. For example, I may be home late, or would, to direct or offer. Would you like a cup of tea or soda, or I don't know. It's very important. The modal verbs aren't unlike other verbs, but they don't know change their front spelling, and they have non-negative participle. For example, in past simple, for example, I can say, sorry, I am late to the encounter because I had to finish my other class. But in future, you can say you will have to work hard if you want to pass the exam. You need an ability auxiliary in negative or question. A massive coin or he should. No more dish.
Okay. I love so much to talk about the cultures or information about the places of the world. For this reason, I'm going to talk about indigenous cultures in Colombia. Colombia had agricultures, as example, Chaironas, that still survived at the Sierra Nevada Santa Marta, and nowadays live the Muiscas culture here in Bogota. And we can find a lot of pieces and objects of this culture that lived hundreds, thousands ago. And if you can see or appropriate information about this, go to the museums Gold, and in these places, in this museum here in Bogota, you can find a lot of pieces and objects of these cultures. The Gold Museums is at the downtown of our city, of my city, Bogota. Is the most visited tourist highlights in the countries. The museum receives a lot of tourists per year, every day. Inside of this place, you can find a great selection of Colombian golds and other metals objects, and tumbas, and contains the largest collection of golds artifacts. In each room, on the second, it has 3 rooms. The second and third exhibits a lot of pieces, pieces of gold, with objects that the ancient cultures made with the minerals that we have inside the mountains. Together, we can find or see the pottery pieces, as stones of shields, goods, and textiles objects, made, of course, made of our indigenous cultures. Its place gives testifies to the life and the different how the different societies live in present day in Colombia. Before the Spanish conquest of America, and checked our president to bring to another place. That's all.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much for everything. It was a pleasure for me work with you. I learned a lot from you. So we finish. Maybe we can. Maybe we encounter experience as a co-worker. So I hope that you continue with this beautiful career. They have some pleasure, they have some not so good pleasure, but it's a very experience and career. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful life. I hope you can get your aims and goals, and you can keep your goals for this career. For me, it was a pleasure. I learned a lot from you. It was a very good experience. If you don't have any questions, if you have question, please tell me. If you don't have any question, we're finished. This is our last encounter and was a pleasure for me to work with you.
Thank you so much, teacher, for your help and your company with us. And thank you for everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, teacher, of course, for your help you and to learn me many things and to express my ideas and to share with my partners. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, teacher. Thanks, everybody. I think the activities is very important for develop the oral skill.
Okay, bye-bye. Was a pleasure. See you in another moment. Bye-bye. Take care.
Same
Bye.
to you. Thank you, teacher. Bye. Bye, partners. Thank you to all.
Bye to everybody. Night, night.